Sometimes it's not the food, the plan, or your body holding your back. It is your inability to say no. And if you've listened to me for any time, you do understand that no is a complete sentence. If your plate is full, but you're starving for rest, today's message is for you. Hello and welcome to video 20 of the You Are Unburdened series. My name is Almira Hinton. I am the RN health coach and creator of the podcast Nurses Notes by Almira. And this You Are Unburdened series is to support you in understanding the mind-body connection to the healthiest version of you. Okay. Today we are talking about not just with boundaries with food, but boundaries with people, boundaries with time, boundaries with energy, and boundaries with expectation. As women, especially those in the caregiving or leadership roles, we are praised for being selfless. We are praised for giving up our time. We are praised for total focus on others. But we pay for it with our own health. We neglect our own self-care in order to be there for others. All right. When you are overextended, when you overgive, when you overcommit, it spikes the stress hormone cortisol. And if you've been listening to this series, you understand that cortisol is a fat storing hormone. All right. So if cortisol spikes and suppresses healing hormones like growth hormone, if you remember, which comes out when you're resting and when you're sleeping, progesterone as well as testosterone, which everyone, particularly women, have testosterone levels, just not as high as men. And that is a fat burning hormone. All right. So when you are overextended, when you're overgiving, when you're overcommitted, it can lead to emotional eating, where you pick up something to eat just because you're so tired or you're so frustrated, and that piece of cake or that sandwich or that drink just looks so refreshing, and you feel that that's an external way to bring calm into your body by taking in food. Emotional eating. All right. This also, this overextension, this overgiving, this overcommitting can also lead to poor sleep, which again leads to fat storage because cortisol spikes again. Chronic fatigue, not getting proper rest, good hydration, feeling overextended, doing way too much than your schedule allows can lead to chronic fatigue, just being tired all the time. One, because you're not getting enough sleep and you're not getting enough self-care. All right. This also can lead to self-sabotaging cycles, just going, spinning your wheels over and over again into cycles and doing things that don't support good self-care or good health. Also, when you're overextended and you're overgiving and you're overcommitted and you spike cortisol, you can have mentally, subconsciously, a quiet resentment of everything and everyone because they put so much upon you and you're not able to say no. You can very quietly resent that. All right. Many women don't binge because of food. They binge because they don't have permission to rest, to release, or to say no. And is that you? Again, think about what I just talked to you about, the hidden cost of breaking those boundaries, and think about it and comment what aha moments, if any, that you had when I was identifying the overextension, the overgiving, the overcommitting. Is that you? Put it in the comment section or DM me. I would love to hear from you. Boundaries with others mirror food boundaries. So you think about it. When you say yes to things that drain you, so you reach for food that comforts you. So they're going parallel. You're saying yes to something that's going to take away from your self-care, take away from your time, adding something else to your schedule that you really don't have the bandwidth for. So you reach for food that gives you that comfort, that bandwidth, that feeling, even though it's not real, that feeling that you're able to let go. Also, when you avoid saying no to others, so you don't say no to yourself. You allow yourself to eat that donut, eat later than what you had planned to eat, over indulge at a particular meal where you're piling on the sweets or the extra sauces, or you're allowing yourself because you're so busy and you couldn't say no to others, then you grab that highly processed food that doesn't support you, doesn't take care of you, and causes more inflammation in your body. This isn't about willpower, it's about identity and emotional safety. Okay. Now, if you found this message or these things that I'm identifying resonates with you, or you see it in someone else, be sure and share this video with them. Like and share, that really supports me and lets me know that my messages are getting through to you and that you hear me. Okay, try this for building your unburdened boundaries. Try this. Pause before you say yes. Ask, do I really have the bandwidth for this? Is this really, do I have space for this in my calendar? Do I have space for this in my life? Pause before you say yes, okay? Second thing you can try is use the sentence, let me get back to you, with a big smile on your face. Let me get back to you as a buffer phrase. No one should be able to go around that and say, well, you need to make a decision right now. Let me get back to you. Let me check my calendar. Let me look at my kids' schedule. Let me have a conversation with my husband, with my spouse, with my family to see if I can fit this in for you. Okay. Because you want to be able to say yes to things and be able to give it what it really needs. But when you don't check to make sure that you have the space, the time, the bandwidth, that it doesn't impede in your self-care, then you're not going to be able to do the best that you could possibly do. All right. A third thing that you can try, set food boundaries without shame. All right. That doesn't support how I want to feel when you look at that donut or somebody offers you that extra piece of pie, or you walk into work and there's this big spread of huge spread of carbohydrates with a lot of brownies and cakes and cookies and pretzels, or cereal and Chex Mix and all that kind of stuff. And you think, oh my goodness, we're going to graze all day long. But then how are you going to feel at the end of the day? You've taken in a whole lot of processed foods that are going to increase the inflammation in your body. Insulin is going to remain high. Your blood sugar is going to remain high. You're going to feel tired and exhausted. And maybe you plan to work out for the end of the day, but because you've eaten all these things that don't support your health goals, you're not able to do that also. So think about that and set those few food boundaries without shame. I don't want to feel bad, so I'm not going to eat that brownie. I don't want to feel bad, so those pretzels and that chest mix, that's just not for me. Set food boundaries. There's no shame with that. And a fourth practice that you could try, practicing saying no with your nervous system calm. Don't be all hyped up every time you need to say no to something. Just practice being calm and collected and centered and focused, and just say no in a very, when you're calm. Don't let yourself get worked up every single time you need to say no. Practice saying no when you're calm, when you're relaxed, and when you're grounded, and just breathe with your nervous system calm and being able to say no. All right. The fifth and final thing that I have for you is start reprogramming your beliefs. Now, this is where hypnosis could really support you in rewiring, reprogramming those old beliefs, especially if you're an overgiver. If you're an overgiver, you might be feeling like if you don't do, then that's tied to your worthiness. And if your cup is empty, then how can you give to anyone else? If your schedule is oversaturated, how can you really fit anything else in, particularly your own self-care? All right. So this type of thing, this overgiving, equals, in your belief, worthiness. And this could be running in the background and you don't even know it. Okay. Boundaries are not rejection, they are protection for your healing. They are protection for your self-care. They are protection so that you can be and show up as the best version of you possible any day and time. Remember, boundaries are not rejection. All right. I hope this message today supported you in somehow or gave you something to think about. Be sure and reach out to me just for a quick 15-minute call, and we can talk about how building these boundaries can support you being the healthiest version of you. Go to my website, www.thernhealthcoach.com, and hit that book now button, and we'll just book a hello, just a strategy session to see how I might be able to support you in getting where you want to go with your health. Also, you can comment here. You can DM me if you're seeing this on Instagram or if you're seeing this on YouTube. Be sure and make a comment. I try and look at all my comments and get back to you. All right. So, your reflection prompt for video 20. Where in my life am I saying yes when I really mean no? All right, think about that. Take some time, think about it. And what boundary could I set to protect my own healing? Not just your healing, but your self care. All right, your maintenance of the best version of you. What boundary could you set to protect your own self care as well as your healing? All right, use the companion guide and circle the one area that you're going to reclaim this week. All right. If you don't have the companion guide, you can go to my website. You should be able to download it from there. If not, DM me or make a comment and I'll be sure that I can send it to you also. All right. The next video is going to be video 21. This is 21 of 30 coming up. And we're going to talk about body trust and how to rebuild your relationship with hunger, fullness, and intuitive cues after years of dieting and disconnection with your body. So be sure and get ready for video 21 of the 30 video Unburdened series. I'm sure you're going to be delighted with that. And just remember, you are allowed to rest. You are allowed to protect your energy. You are allowed to heal, even if it disappoints someone else. All right. Thank you for watching and joining me today. Remember, my name is Almira Hinton. I am the RN Health Coach, and I look forward to chatting with you and supporting you very, very soon. Take care and have a great and amazing day.